through. But yeah, you just have to be smarter than the guy, and you know, you gotta just control the fight from the beginning. From as soon as the bell rings, just control it, and everything be good.
Now, let's move into talking about the fights that are coming up. We got a big fight this weekend. Timothy Bradley versus Devin Alexander. Now, I'm kind of perplexed by the lack of buzz around this fight. I mean, I know that there are a lot of hardcore boxing fans looking forward to this, but I haven't really felt that the mainstream is really getting into this fight. And it's going to be a good fight between two young guys who are close to or in the primes of their careers. Why do you think this with the lack of buzz?
Well, it's what you just said. It's two young guys. They're not guys that have really been established in the mainstream public yet. I mean, hardcore boxing fans have known about Timothy Bradley and Devon Alexander for a number of years. But the mainstream fans, they're mostly known for Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, the Klitsch, well, not really the Klitschko's, but you know, other fighters in that type of realm. When it comes to Devon Alexander and Timothy Bradley, who are two of the best fighters in the world, they're not quite known yet to the public, but after this fight, they will be known because I'm sure they're going to put on a hell of a show.
Steve, why should people watch this fight?
It's going to be an action-packed fight, you know. Both of the guys, they both talented. They, you know, they got skills. They know what they're doing in the ring, and they both come prepared. They come 100%. So I say it's going to be a close fight. They both. I say whoever has the better condition, training, and whoever comes in 100% wins the fight. Whoever comes, yeah.
Definitely. Aris, what should people look for from Devin Alexander?
A lot of athleticism, a strong jab, lots of activity. Devon Alexander throws a lot of punches. Sometimes he throws too much. He throws just to throw punches. But he comes with a lot of activity, good fundamentals, has fast hands, and has a lot of pop too, underrated power. So in that facet, it's going to be interesting to see how Timothy Bradley, who's a grinder, who keeps on coming on, moving forward, throwing the volume punches himself, is going to be able to handle the activity of Devon Alexander, who's bigger, longer, a little bit slicker.
Right, and right now, who would you pick?
You know, everyone's going with Timothy Bradley. I'm actually going against the norm. I'm picking Devon Alexander by upset decision.
Okay, you're picking Alexander by decision. What about you, Steve? Do you have a pick?
I think I have Timothy Bradley in this one. Yeah, he's much smarter. And he trains hard. Yeah, and last fight with Devon Alexander, he didn't really. His conditioning really looked that good. So I got Timothy Bradley in this fight.
Yeah, I think this is a toss-up fight. I think either guy could win. I'm going to shade towards Bradley just a little bit. I think Bradley's the type of fighter who doesn't do one thing really well. He does
everything very well.
He's just an all-around, you know, tough guy, and he's able to grind out fights. And I think that might be the difference. He might be able to grind this fight out versus Alexander. But
he's done it before. Look what he did against Kendall Holt. He got dropped twice in that fight. I think he's going to get dropped in this fight also.
So do I. I agree with that. Now, according to the ring, Timothy Bradley's #1, Devon Alexander's #3, and between the two of them, we got Amir Khan. Aris, do you think either of these guys, or do you think what do you think Amir Khan would do against either of these guys?
Good question, very good question. I mean, I'm salivating thinking about it. Amir Khan is such a talented fighter also, and he really proved his mettle in his last fight. He has such fast hands, he has good fundamentals also, but he's kind of a front runner. And I think that a guy like Bradley would have the perfect style to beat him. Alexander, I'm not so sure of.
Right, so I understand we have a caller. So, hey, welcome to FCNYC.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, what's your name?
My name is William. I'm from the Lower East Side, and I'm an avid boxing fan. But one thing that I'm concerned about is the incompetent judges. You know, sometimes I sit at home and I'm saying, what the heck's going on? You know, this guy watching the same fight that I'm watching, and how does one go about getting rid of these incompetent judges? You know, and make sure that they don't get like these hometown decisions and stuff like that. I'm going to get off the air, you know, the phone, and let you answer on the air, okay?
Okay.
I love your program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for that question. You know, that's
a very good question. Steve, what would you think, being, you know, with the fighter's mentality about hometown decisions, being worried about it?
Especially when you come in off the road to fight a hometown guy. A lot of people, a lot of boxers, I'm speaking from a lot of boxers, they always think they need a knockout because they scared of the judges, you know, going to hometown discount or something. So Yeah, it's been scary lately with the judges scoring how they've been doing, split decisions or unanimous decision. Like probably one judge have it close, the other just have it by the big margin. So yeah, it's scary. Lately, a couple of fights been scary.
How many times have you fought outside of New York?
I fought a lot of times outside of New York.
Yeah.
Actually, my last 3 fights. My last 2 fights been in New York. My rest as a pro.
Okay.
And I got 7 been in New Jersey, Las Vegas. So yes.
Well, luckily you've been able to knock out most of your opponents. Yeah, I think one of the issues with the judges is their ages. If you ever look at the ages of the judges, you see a lot of judges in their 60s and their 70s. I'm not trying to be ageist over here, but I think some of these judges, they need eye tests, and they should be tested. And if you get to a certain point, it's hard to follow a fight. It's hard enough, for a young person to follow a fight with everything that's going on, with all the noise and all the distraction. But for a person, who's getting up there in age and having a hard time concentrating, it's that much harder, And I think there should be some kind of test that judges have to take annually to make sure that, they still can see and, and hear everything.
I totally agree, because for the fact that a lot of judges also, they're so dead set in their ways of how they score a fight. Some people think, okay, a guy that just has boxing ability, another one slugger, or more power punches, that type of deal. And also you have to remember, some judges are very partial to certain organizations. WBC has their set of judges, WBA.
Right. And we have another caller. Hello, welcome to FCNYC.
Hello, to be a boxer.
Yeah, what's your name? Hello?
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 Okay, I guess we lost the caller. But yeah, I think, there definitely has to be something done with the judging. Maybe there has to be some kind of national boxing commission that sets some sort of national standard.
For a while, but half of those guys can't share a cup of coffee together, let alone make a national commission.
Right.
So,
and some states do better jobs than others of actually regulating the judges. Some states, you're actually okay, but some states, like Texas.
Yeah, we know.
Right.
Old Dickie Cole.
Right. So let's go back to talking about the junior welterweight division. Now, 1 and 2, according to the ring, we got Timothy Bradley, we got Amir Khan, 3 Devin Alexander, then we got Marcos Maidana, who just had the fight with Amir Khan at number 4, and then we have Kotelnik, who's coming off the fight with Devin Alexander at number 3, and then we have Urango that Alexander knocked out, and then the list kind of drops off because we have Kaiser Mabuza, who's best known for lifting Kendall Holt's belt. I think it was last year.
Oh, no, he just beat Holt in an upset and for an elimination fight.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and then we have Lamont Peterson, who just lost to the next guy on the list, Victor Ortiz.
Yep.
That's kind
that was a draw.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a draw.
Yeah.
That was a draw. Yeah. That's right. So it's interesting that Peterson is ranked ahead of Ortiz, even though that for all intents, it looked like a fight that Ortiz was going to win, but Peterson worked his way back into the fight. What do you think, how do you think that the division is going to shape up?
I mean, it's a hell of a division. I love it. It's one of the deepest divisions in boxing. All the top 10 fighters, you put them together, there's going to be a good fight out of it. It doesn't matter what combination there is.